So how are you guys doing today? Yeah, all right. How many of you are investors, just out of curiosity? Yeah, just a few, that's cool. Partners, developers, companies, startups, entrepreneurs? Most of the case. Good to see you, Greg. How are you? Good to see a lot of familiar faces. So what I'm going to do is actually kind of talk about this from the perspective of a student. And what I'd like to do is share with you a couple of, hold on a second here, sorry. A couple of scenarios just to kind of describe to you, and hopefully in the process of doing so as well, share some really cool features of Windows 8 and how they build into the scenarios of education. So let's imagine that I'm a student. I'm at Faber College, and I'm taking a number of courses. I've got in OneNote, which is really a great tool for education in particular. I've got my course descriptions, and I'm also in the process right now in taking biology, about to embark on some homework assignments that I've been given. So I could see that as I go through my assignment here that I've got a few things that I need to get done tonight. And they include reviewing a couple of videos on the Khan Academy, one on cell respiration. I've got a chapter that I need to read in a biology book by Sylvia Matter, one of the biggest books, most popular books in biology. I need to do a couple of things around analyzing cells, doing some outside research, as well as comparing cell anatomies to some other resources that the teacher has asked me to be sure to use. Likewise, they've asked for me to do some additional research outside of these resources just to, again, bolster and demonstrate my knowledge of how all this ties into photosynthesis. And then at the end, I need to complete some work that's in the chapter, and that particular work is called Compare Your Work. So if I want to start off then first by looking at this video in the Khan Academy app, which I've been asked to do. Let's go see if we've got Khan Academy here. And I don't, here it is, there you go. So Khan Academy app, this is a very cool app. We worked closely with the Khan Academy to make this app and launched it actually at a Windows 8 launch. And you're seeing actually some alerts come up right now that's actually pretty cool. So in the Khan Academy app, what we've done here is that this is actually pulling all live content that's available in Khan Academy today. And you can see from, as if you had experience with Khan Academy before, that it's got quite a lot of information and different ways in which you can go in. And one of the things that you saw coming up here, actually, which is a very cool feature for students in particular, is an ability to download the video. So I, as a student, may not always have access to the web. And so I can also download my Khan Academy videos and view them at another time. So I have this assignment, for example, as I said, to view the video on cell respiration. So I can go ahead and pull that up. And I could pause that too if I want. One of the very cool features of Windows 8 is something called Snap View. And with Snap View, what I can do is I can actually, while I'm doing one thing, actually at the same time do another. So while I'm watching this video from Khan Academy, I can also take my notes. While at the same time, Khan Academy has done a very nice job of allowing access to other videos that are within their collection. So I might be watching that video. I'll be taking my notes as per the request of my instructor. Then I also realize that I need to do quite a lot of reading here in this particular chapter of of the book. And what I've done as a student in this case is I'm using a product from Know. And the Know Textbook Solutions is a great app that was built and is available for Windows 8, which in this case includes the book that I'm using for my biology course. So there's, my work and homework means and has asked me to actually go through and read the chapter. I also have some very cool features within this app. One of the assignments was to actually spend some time and look at this particular image of a cell, and it also asked me to look at a video about the prokaryotic cell type, which frankly I'm not probably doing a good job of pronouncing this. But as you see as well, Know has done some really cool things in digitizing this content. And they actually have produced something like 200,000 textbooks in digital format now that are available in their e-commerce site today and through their solution. And in the course of doing this digitization of the content as well, where they've got relationships with just about all the major publishers in the US, and we're working very closely with them. Alessandra referred to our opportunity and desire to help build business. We're also working very closely with them on some really big opportunities in other markets outside the US. They've integrated links to definitions. As you see here, we also have links to videos that can support the content. So it's really a rich and very immersive learning experience that's been created by Know. I can also actually take notes too as I'm looking at this. So if I want to make a note, I could do that as well. Quite cool. But if I want to go back and see what the rest of my homework assignment is, after looking at that video of proteotic cell, I also see that I should have looked at the video of cell wall antibiotics. I just did that. Now I'm being asked to compare that particular image and the information that I've gathered there to some information that's available to me through another app that a partner called Corinth has developed. And this is actually a very cool app, which has done some really fantastic stuff with visualization. And in this particular part of the app, you could see that I could go in and look really closely at, oh shoot, hold on a second. All right, Alessandro, dude. So I'm getting a ping from one of my classmates that he wants me to join him at a party. And I'm going to tell him, dude, I'm doing homework. So anyway, so I'm looking at this particular leaf structure now, and you see I've also got some really cool ability to do 3D. Hold on a second, let me go a little bit deeper for this. So when I dig in here, I've got this 3D ability to look at the bacteria cell, which is really cool. I can also at the same time see specific definitions of the various parts of it. A very cool part of Windows 8 also is the ability to share. And what I've done is I've just swiped to the right, and it's actually cutting it off a little bit to your right. I'm sorry about that. But those things to the right are what we call charms or contracts. And so for the partners that have developed apps in Windows 8 and that are actually using these contracts, you can do some very cool things. So if I'm working as a student in student groups, I can share things that I'm finding either via email or send it to my OneNote, and it's just a great way to really drive that level of collaboration. So I'm continuing to gather the information that I need to per my homework assignment. So now, all right, Alessandro sent me another text. Dude, come on, I got to get my work done. So I'm supposed to complete this work in the chapter, Compare Your Work 4.4. And what Alessandro has actually just done for me, which was actually kind of helpful, is he said, let's just hurry up and go to the party because there is a way for me to actually, as I get to my homework, which I see here is check your progress. I've got a couple questions to answer. Alessandro has just reminded me that there's actually a very cool app called Chegg, which I have up, I think. No, I don't have up. Where's my Chegg app? There we go. There we go. Very good. Thank you, sir. So in Chegg, we've got this very cool app that was developed by our partner Chegg, which has more than 1,000 textbooks. The solutions that come in the back of that are in, excuse me, when you're going through a chapter, as there are questions that are presented, in the back of the book, a lot of times they'll provide the solutions, right? But it'll be just the answer. And often it'll be just to every odd question, not all the questions, right? Well, what Chegg has done is very cool here, and this is a service that they sell to students. The app is free. They've actually provided the solutions to all the questions that are in the book. And they haven't just given you the answer, because that's not always very helpful, particularly for me as a student that's trying to learn something. They've actually provided step-by-step what the various solutions are. So as I think one of the speakers mentioned yesterday, actually it was a one-on-one conversation I had with someone, he was talking about how in higher ed a lot of times the office hours that a professor is going to make available to their students may be very limited, and for the students that are often working multiple jobs to pay for their education and retire their debt that comes with that, they don't always have the opportunity to spend time with the professors as they've been asked. So this is a great solution that actually, again, not only enables me to understand, dig deeper into the problem and actually understand it step by step, but also enables me to finish my work so that I can join Alessandro to this great party that he wants me to join. So I hope that I've been able to give you a good demonstration of a various number of things that the Windows 8 environment provides. One other feature that I didn't show would be the ability to do search and pull up the resources from things like Wikipedia and Bing. Actually, let me go ahead and do that. So if I wanted to search for photosynthesis, if I could spell it. I can now go to Wikipedia. It's going to find all things related to photosynthesis. using the search charms as well. The other applications that have been built into Windows 8 and are using those contracts are actually at the same time doing that same search. So it's a very cool implementation and use that, again, is very valuable for students.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
I almost can't believe what I'm hearing here. So your guys' both entire presentation was that education is all about finding out information.
Yep.
Watch videos, read about stuff. And really, that's a very small part of what education should be about. It should
Yep.
be about problem solving and reasoning.
Yep.
The one case where you ask the student to reason and problem solve, you brought up a case where you don't have to do that and you could bring this stuff unchecked or whatever the name of that thing is, and they will already answer the question for you. So the one place that we would like kids to actually do some reasoning and problem solving, you just showed how you can circumvent that and make it all about
Absolutely.
just
That's a
knowledge
great
gathering.
question. And in fact, for that question that you have, no, it's
I can't
beautiful.
believe I'm hearing this.
No, believe it, because it's a good question and it's a good piece of feedback in terms of how we demo the product. But believe me, for a question that you have that raises that, there's questions from everybody else in the room. They will say, well, I would like for you to highlight this scenario, what about this, and what about that? So it's a great question that you're asking in terms of what we focus in terms of the demo. But we started out by saying that really we want to enable as many scenarios as possible across as many a variety of subjects as possible, so that really you can cover whichever pace, whichever personalized way of learning you actually have. And we are focusing quite a bit on that in terms of really going out to both traditional partners and new partners, emerging and existing, and try to bring the plethora, as many as possible, of these scenarios worldwide to the market. Now, the one thing that I will say is that we want to be respectful to the people that come after us, because we got started a little bit later. We do have some resources here in case you're interested in following up. We'll be available outside of the room for more questions. Certainly we can continue the conversation. But with that, we just wanted to thank you for being here and just leave the room to the speakers that are coming after us. So thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.